The Dream 3 podcast, back in your life, episode 17. It's Thanksgiving week, the best time of all time because Doughboy gets to experience to see how many more pant sizes he can go up in a week span. Neil, what are we thinking? 2 pant sizes, maybe?
Now, the key is to wear just sweatpants.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, you just wear your sweatpants and you're fine.
I just walk around unbuckled at all times,
That's right.
but
Or no pants.
or no pants at all. So, just like always, got to thank the people that help us keep doing this. Slab Savers, protectyourslabs.com. Use code DREAM3 to get 10% off that order. Graded Card Solutions, gradedship.com. Use code DREAM15 to get your 15% off your order. And finally, Prospect Cards, www.prospect.cards. If you use code DREAM3 when you register, you're going to get 0% seller's fee for 2 months because we hate paying eBay prices.
That's right.
Even though that I'm doing a massive auction right now of a lot of cards, I hate paying eBay prices. So, go to prospect.cards, use it. Also, check out our friends at nationgolf.com. They're doing a Black Friday sale. They got a lot of stuff right now that's 30% off. High quality golf polos, hats, celebrating the golden age of golf. So check them out at nationgolfco.com. Our friends Adam Hawk and Ryan Ingalls, good company out of California. So check them out. But back at it, it was a great, weird weekend of sports going right into Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for in, I would say, the world of cards? Like in your thoughts, are you thankful for a certain product? Are you thankful for a certain person putting it out there? What do you?
I am thankful for Kaboom Aaron Donalds.
Mhm.
And although I haven't bought one yet, I did get the explosive parallels. I have a gold explosive coming,
Mhm.
and I have the one of one Aaron Donald explosive coming.
Wow.
So I got the two biggest ones out of absolutes case hits, at least for me. So I'm pretty happy with that. Otherwise, like I mean, I really don't even chase much of like the modern stuff anymore. I
Yeah.
think I pretty much just chase Aaron Donald, and that's it. I chase PC stuff.
So I have a question for you because this is kind of, my thoughts. I've kind of changed my outlook on items of, who to collect. And, you know, I think for the most part, I'm probably jumping into a lot of this stuff way too late in the game. And so my next goal, my next thought is I want a 79 OPC Wayne Gretzky. The problem is finding one for a good price and what I can afford. So I'm offloading a lot of my game worn stuff to see if I can come close to getting a good, because that's what this game is about is you stack up things, then you liquidate your inventories so you can pick up something that you think will have value long term wise. And to me, I believe that OPG Wayne Gretzky. Now, price wise, it's kind of like, I've missed the boat on, getting it cheap. Now for like a PSA one,
I would say you didn't miss the boat though, because
but
it was at an all time high last year
mhm.
during the goat spike, in March. Um, I think it's a good time to buy right now.
You think so? Because I feel like if you can find the right card, because I'm seeing, you know, what would you? I know you buy the card, not the grade, but in this aspect, you're kind of searching for the grade too because it's going to dictate price. What would be?
New grade. You want a new grade, low grade. Well, I don't say that. It depends on what your budget is. But what you want is you want a new grade that's well centered,
New grade
which
that's well
which
set.
are harder to find with OPG than they are with probably any other card.
Okay.
Because the Gretzky's, like, there's some like PSA fours out there, that are like, or PSA 5s that are like 90-10 centering.
Really?
Like they're that bad.
Really?
So
Yeah, and I've looked at a lot. So budget-wise, starting off, I'm looking at a lot of 1.5s, and 2s, just trying to get my feet wet because I don't have the inventory or the cash stack to really go after a 4, a 5, or a 6 unless I can get a good deal on it.
I think you can buy fives. Fives are going like 2,500 ish, depending on the grade. I
If
mean,
I
I
could,
don't know what your budget is, but
if
that
I could
doesn't seem
find
unreasonable.
no, if I could find a 5 for $2,500, I'd jump all over it.
Yeah, because my five was 20. I think I paid three, which was like on the down slope of the market,
Hmm.
but then like I traded it away at like a $2,500 value or
And
something.
it really piqued what really piqued my interest was opening that box of OPC Platinum
Yeah,
Hobby that
yeah,
I
it's a
got
good
from.
product.
It's a great product, it was fun.
Yeah,
I don't know a ton of the players, but it was a good fun rip and nice looking cards and all kinds of different not mosaics but like mojo style stuff and a lot of silver. What's kind of funny is like if you look on the back, they name everything like instead of a silver, it's called a rainbow. They got
hmm
you know pink, pink silver or yellow wave and stuff like that. But I thought it was a real fun product to open and rip.
you should open the this year's Skybox Metal, which has the PMGs in it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Those would be really fun because PMGs are like I bought one. I bought a Nathan McKinnon PMG, and it's like they're super cool cards to look at.
They got a lot of retail boxes, and I see on the forums when people go to Walmart or whatever, there's a lot of retail boxes of Leaf Metal NHL this year.
Yeah, yeah. This I
Should
think it's a good product. I think the O-Pee-Chee was how much? How much was the O-Pee-Chee? It was like 100.
$120.
Okay, so the Skybox medals are like 250, but think about $250 for a hobby box comparatively to paying $1,000 for a Prism hobby box of
Exactly.
basketball. Like we're talking, quarter of the value for something that's got some like vintageness and longevity because of the product itself, the
Mhm.
Skybox product, because it's been
And
around so long.
yeah, that's the idea that you're looking for is, when things are uh when things are going for, a different avenue, just like you said, if we can't afford a hobby box of basketball that could be anywhere from 1,000 to 5 grand, depending on which one you're picking up. You got to look at different avenues, whether it be golf, whether it be hockey, whether it be even I've seen some of the Venus Serena rookie cards for
Yep.
tennis have started to move. So,
Net
you know,
Pro.
I actually pulled two. I got a box from Jennings Family Business in Illinois and got a two. I think it's Serena Williams rookie cards. One was a PSA 9, one was an 8, so not bad. Quick question out here: where can pick up a pack of F1 cards these days? Well, F1
Ooh.
card. So if you're asking, and Tyler, if you're asking where you could pick it up, more likely it's going to have to be a hobby box from either online retailers such as Steel City Collectibles, DA Sports Cards, Blowout Cards,
Blowout.
um, which you're going to pay
eBay.
eBay, you're going to pay premium prices on it. If you're asking what, there's Topps F1, there's F1 Dynasty, there's, different
Topps
style
Chrome. Topps
Topps
Chrome
Chrome,
Sapphire.
Sapphires. So there's different levels of product, such as like an entry level product. But the problem with F1 is right now it is so hot because of the championship chase, because of how global the sport is. Those boxes, and we've talked about it on here, you could have got a hobby box of Topps Chrome for $250 about 6 months ago, and now you can't find them for less than 900 anywhere.
Yeah, I think the Sapphire boxes are going for almost like $2,000 now.
Mhm. Mhm.
And they were like, I think when they released, they were like 800, 900,000 bucks.
And it's
So
tough because it's putting a lot of good light on F1, and what's helped F1 is obviously the Netflix show. But you have guys like, Ryan, who's going out there and trying to, you know, get cards like a Max Verstappen, or Carlos Sainz, or I think he's investing in George Russell. But also guys like Shine. Like Shine's going after F1 cards too, and he's got oodles of money. So I believe he's got a Verstappen out of 5 that's probably, $50,000 card. It's a PSA 10.
yeah, I don't know, I can't remember what the last one Shine was, but yeah, I mean, it's it's a big market, and I think what holds the value in F1 is the fact that like we're talking about probably the biggest racing circuit in all of
In the
the
world.
world.
Yes.
And on top of that, like you have probably the most limited print run product is F1. So supply and demand plays out in which you have very, very low supply,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden it gets this huge rush of demand, and the values of everything just go up because you just can't find it anywhere. It's hard to find. And if you do find it, you're going to pay a premium, and people are just collecting and ripping these boxes. So,
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's a global market. You think of it like, if you're going to compare it to NASCAR, it's a terrible comparison because NASCAR is basically only popular in the US and mostly in the southern states. When you think of Formula One, they race all over the globe. And not only that, is like, it's a global sport. So I compare it more to the soccer type cards, but obviously we know the print runs and soccer cards are wildly off the hook.
they aren't as bad as like basketball and football, but they're getting up there because soccer's getting more popular.
For sure. And then, yeah, George Russell's obviously a good buy right now with him taking over the Mercedes spot. From
If you would have bought into George Russell like 3-ish months ago or 4-ish months ago before they announced he was going to Mercedes, even though it was like basically gonna happen,
common knowledge, yeah.
yeah, if you bought into that, then you were gonna be light years ahead on a profit margin, just knowing that like you kind of hit it before things caught on.
Yeah, because now if you're going to buy, you're going to more than likely overpay, and you're going to hope to, if you're going to make a return, like say you want to flip the card, you're going to hope to get hopefully 3%, 5%. So you're really banking on George Russell. Now, is he going to be as good as Lewis next year? Probably
Hmm.
not, because he's going to be in the second car and he's going to have to follow team orders. So if Lewis is doing good, he's going to be told to move over, just like Bottas is. So you're really banking, think of it like a prospect baseball card for the future. So
Yeah,
you want to
long-term
hold,
hold.
yeah, you're looking as a long-term hold, like a 5 to 10 year hold. So if you have no problem, tying up some money for that base of time, that's it's not a bad play, but you know, that's what sports cards are. It's stock investing in people in their careers. And if you're willing to take that risk and hold on to that money, it's good. Or you'd be like me, and I went all in on Sam Darnold this year, and look how that's turned out. Like, I'm hoping to get 10% on whatever I bought this year back.
Should have bought Cam Newton.
God, you know what? I had some opportunities to buy some when he wasn't playing for the Patriots. So when he got cut, I could have got some RPAs that were, I don't remember if they were graded or they were raw, but less than $50. And think about it right now. If you would have picked him up when he was out, and you're holding a Cam Newton RPA, it's just like Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor goes off yesterday, and you look at somebody bought that immaculate shield, and
Stupid.
I think
That's a
Squint
stupid buy.
and Squints had a good point. Like, someone super stupidly overpaid for that. Like, $7,500 is kind of ridiculous. If you're going to take 7,500, it's not going to be in the immaculate products. It's going to be, you want to go National Treasures or Flawless or something like that. But
You can go buy DeAndre Hopkins 101 shield for
mhm,
probably the same price
mhm.
as a Jonathan Taylor.
And I
So
think Jonathan Taylor's a good running back, but remember, running backs' careers are the shortest of any players
Yeah.
in the NFL. So
He could go and blow his knee out this next week, and his career could be over.
exactly. So that's if somebody wants to pay $7,500 on it, you're paying top tier price, and you're kind of really, really hoping. If you're going to pay top tier prices on stuff, you look at like what's happening in the golden auctions lately. The LeBron, Kobe cards that went for $312,000.
Yep.
A lot of top tier basketball players, people invest in goats. Guys who are already solidified their career. It's if you're going to pay top tier money like that, you're looking at guys who are top 3 all time, not a guy who's been in the league a year and a half, and you're hoping. That's a big hope.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Like, where do you put your chips and how much do you invest? Like, let's say you have 100% and you have $100 or $100,000. If the smartest thing to do is to put 80% or higher in your goats, your blue chip, your Dow, your Apple type investments, because those are your the most stable in the market. And when those go up, they go up slowly over time, but they can also have spikes too where they go through the moon, but those are like, you invest 80, 85, 90% into those, and then you take the rest of your money, maybe 10% you put into 10 or 15% you put into mid-tier, like moderate investments, moderate level investments, moderate risk, and then like I don't know how you would consider Luca, Trey, Jaw, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put 5% or 10% at max into like Kobe White or Tyler Hero or those kind of people.
You see a lot of people in the community, and especially the new, not even newer type people, but like the influencer type, trying to go the Dogecoin route, like trying to pump and influence a certain player who is a terrible player, but you're willing to take a risk on, and then you're hoping maybe you get a little return on investment because of the influence, but long term, or even 6 months long term, you got to get rid of him. What happened?
Tom Brady just like hurdled the defender and ran the ball like 12 yards. I'm not joking.
Tom Brady, I didn't even know Tom Brady could
He like
jump.
high stepped hurdled the defender for a 12-yard run in real time. How old is he? What is he, like 89 now?
I was hoping you're going to say he got hurt because he's got to play the Colts this weekend.
No. Sorry, off topic. My bad. What were we talking about?
High risk, influencers really pushing certain types of guys, and guys that we know that aren't going to work out long term, but he's probably going to something that you're going to try to make a quick buck on and get out.
Yeah.
That's not a good long-term plan.
Yeah.
That's
you got to be smart if you're going to invest in stuff. Don't put $10,000 and that's all the money you have. Don't put $10,000 in. And even more to this, like, don't put money into the card game, and don't put money into stocks, and don't put money into crypto. If you can't, like, just do the little things in life, like pay your rent, put food on the table, live a life that's comfortable, and you're not like living paycheck to paycheck, just trying to scrounge around and make it, like, to make ends meet. Don't put money into cards. That's not smart. Like, do what you need to do to be successful in life, and then, take this on as something fun, a hobby to do. Yeah, it's truly what it should be. And what
it should be. You should.
But the investing is the fun part of it.
Yeah, you shouldn't be gambling your life. It's like, I sit there and contemplate all the time. It's like, can I really afford this? Can I make moves for this? Like, it's one of those things that you got to weigh everything out and, you
Yeah,
know, like be smart. Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to
Don't
go
be
out there.
dumb.
I'm not going to max my credit cards for, for your Luca or something like that. Take a
No, if
big
you're gonna
risk with
max your credit cards, max for Steph Curry right now. That's
Steph
it.
Curry.
That's my only word. No, don't do
Well,
that either. Even though Steph
also,
Curry is probably gonna win the MVP.
speaking of big pop cards, we saw the stat today that, uh, you know, Zion PSA 10s are over 20,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, there is not. There is probably not 20,000. There is probably not even 10,000 Lewis Hamilton PSA 10s ever. Like
Guaranteed.
period. Like total made.
So we're finding out how big those print runs truly were
Ridiculous.
and how oversaturated that basketball product was. Now, back when we were buying it, it was freaking money. It was gold and money and whatever you want to call it. So crazy,
Yeah,
crazy.
for sure. Hey, so let's get to it. Did we talk about this last night? LeBron
Oh,
throwing a bow?
hey, before we get to throwing the bows, which I enjoy. Quick question from Tyler: 2020 Topps Chrome Sapphire Formula One Lewis Hamilton #1 SGC 9.5 investment card sold for 1,100, basically $1,100. Do you think that card would go up? Yes, but slightly, and I'll tell you why. It's in an SGC case.
Yeah. I think in the short term, your SGC case probably is a little harder to sell. But if you're thinking long term, you're probably gonna cards will again, we're talking about this whole population and supply and demand. The supply goes down. It's a lot harder to find these cards. It's so I mean, if you can take an SGC 9.5, that's probably the equivalent of like a I don't know, BGS 9 or something.
Mhm.
I don't know all right off the top of my head, but I mean, it's a worthy investment just for the sheer fact that Formula One is very popular and there's very low print runs on these cards.
Yeah, and especially when you're looking at real collectors, SGC is popular right now because they're the only ones that's affordable to, normal people, have good
Mhm.
turnaround times. And, when we were working with Clay Cards and doing subs with him, it was $15 a card. Then you moved on to Ryan. It was almost like $50 a card after it started bulking up. Now you can't get anything for less than what is it, $150 a card to grade?
I think for
Or they
PSA,
yeah.
I think I think they have $100 option now.
Okay, so $100 option. So back when, I took Dylan's Luca and sent it off, it was $100 for 2 day. For a 2 day sub. Now that's like, I don't even want
Yeah,
to know, four or five
I
hundred
remember
bucks.
paying $55 for a 2 day sub on a Baker Mayfield Contenders rookie card that I got raw.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and I
But
paid like,
when you're thinking grading, it goes PSA, BGS, SGC.
I
Re-
would put SGC and BGS right there next to each
Right,
other,
right
only
now.
because you can flip more cards faster with SGC. BGS probably still carries a premium on their name
Yes.
comparatively to SGC. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think they're right there. I think you can go either way.
Yeah. So to me and to certain collectors, yes, the case of what it's in does matter price wise. So if you're looking to you know make your investments, like I take Shine for an example, like he's not going to buy no SGC 10.
No, it's
It-
what you can afford.
True, yeah. And if you
Yeah.
think that's a good investment for you, and you're willing to make 3%, 5% on it in the long term, you know that's your risk. That's
Yeah.
what you want to
Here's an
take.
example. If you go back, I think it's like 2 episodes on Card Talk, with Ryan Johnson, Card Collector 2, Lou Janu, and Tyler Schmidt. if you go and watch their episode from 2 weeks ago, and you'll appreciate this, Caleb. I don't know if you remember this. Somebody bought a GMA 10 of a card, cracked it, and submitted it to PSA and got a 10. So I say that because you can take an SGC card, you can crack it, and you could put it in submission for PSA. You could also take out a PSA 6 or a PSA 7 and submit it to BGS because you think it'll get a better grade. You can kind of go either way with those things. Now, you got to have some education on what to look for, and you got to be more conservative, knowing the fact that they're grading harder now. But there's still chances to bump grades by going to different companies, which can make you a little bit of money.
True. God, I remember when
GMA 10 to a PSA 10.
I remember when GMA was $2 a raw card. It was $2 a raw card, $4 for a patch, and like $10 for an auto.
Yeah.
I would just send tons of junk to go get GMA because I thought it was cool.
Yeah, because it was in a slab.
Yeah, because it was in a slab, and I couldn't afford the $15 PSA.
Yeah.
At that time, but look at it. Look at us now. Look at us now.
Stay tuned. I'll give you a little hint. I picked up a card, had a guy drive from Nashville, Tennessee to sell me this card. Drove to me. I paid him cash.
Oh.
And we will see what the results from me cracking it and sending it in.
Are you sending it Express?
I sent it into BGS.
Okay.
It was in a PSA holder.
Ooh, interesting.
So
getting subgrades on it?
Yep.
Okay.
I will leave that to hopefully here soon a nice post showing a benefit to maybe cracking PSA subs early this year, PSA subs, which I think are much harsher in grades, which I think you can turn and you can try and resub to other grading companies for better grades.
So that means make sure to follow you on Instagram at Doughboy Sports Cards 1.
That's right.
So
could be a complete flop.
Could be. So when Neil
Maybe
talks
not.
about cracking a card, so let's say you submitted a card to PSA. Let's take my Charizard for example. My Darkness Ablaze Charizard that got
6?
a 5. The 5,
5.
yeah. So let's say I'm really unhappy and I don't believe that it's really a 5. So a lot of people will crack the case open and send it back to PSA to get it graded again. Or let's say you got a 9, let's say 9 BGS. Let's say you sent a card to BGS, you got a 9 BGS. Well, to a PSA scale, that could be a 9, it could be 8.5, it could be an 8. You have the opportunity, if you crack it out of that BGS case and send it to PSA, who knows? Maybe you get a 9, maybe you get a 10.
Maybe
which also really affects the value of your card.
Yep. The way you do that, and it's a lot harder than just me telling you, is you have to use wire cutters or something to cut off like a corner. You cut the corner off, and then you have to take a very sharp or very fine flathead screwdriver and kind of pry and pop the seal. Once you pop the seal, the card will come off, or the seal will come off, the case will come off, and you'll have your card. So, and usually it won't. I mean, if you're really good at it, 99 times out of 100, you're not going to damage the card. Okay, but like I said, don't do this yourself. If you're going to do it, send it to someone who knows how to do it, or buy some crappy cards and learn how to do it yourself before you start doing it on stuff.
Yeah, because you don't want to, let's say you got a LeBron Exquisite and you want to.
Yeah, don't be that. Don't let that be your first card you try to crack.
Don't stab that card with a pair of with a screwdriver or something.
No. If that means you have to invest $50 in buying 3 PSA 2 slabs of some no-namer on eBay just to figure it out, do that first. Do not mess around. but it can be done. Just don't be an idiot and do your due diligence to learn how to do it.
For sure. All right, now let's jump into your boy LeBron James throwing elbows,
That's right.
hitting dudes in the face, cutting them up, and then
So everybody
hiding behind the
complains.
referee.
Yep. So everybody complains about LeBron being too much of a, for lack of a better term, pussy in the league. What then, when he finally throws a bow, then they're like, "Oh, get him out of the league! Get him out of the league! This can't be done in today's NBA." It's like, first off, all you Michael Jordan nut huggers want him to man up and do something and actually be physical. And then when he throws an elbow, you complain and think, "Oh, well, it's a cheap shot. It should never be allowed. He's a pussy. That's why he would never make it in the 90s." When in the 90s, people were full blown having brawls and they wouldn't even get a flagrant foul for it.
Bill Laimbeer, Dennis Rodman, like the Pistons, those guys would literally fight you in the paint. Like,
I'm pretty sure like if Ron Artest if the Malice in the Palace was in the 1990s, they probably would have gave 2 technical fouls, and that probably would have been it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what did you take away from? I don't even know who the player. What was the player's name? Who he elbowed?
Say what?
Do you know who the player was that he elbowed?
Isaiah Stewart.
Isaiah Stewart. All right, Isaiah Stewart. He wasn't really going to go attack LeBron. Let's be honest. He ran through that twice to make it look like, he's tough and that was some WWE, selling some stuff. You're not going to
some showmanship.
You're not going to go over there and throw hands with LeBron James because, and I saw this from some former NBA players. One of two things: one, LeBron basically runs the NBA, and two, you're probably going to get traded to play somewhere in Siberia now because you just tried to go after LeBron. Like, nobody in the NBA is going to let you fight LeBron. You're now probably going to serve a 10-game suspension.
LeBron, he got 2 games.
He got 2?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
LeBron got a 1-game suspension.
1-game suspension for an elbow, and then didn't even do anything after it. So,
yeah, kind of funny,
kind of ridiculous. Like, I get, being mad and getting whacked in the face, but you're not going to charge the guy. Why does everybody want to charge and fight? Like, let's be honest, NBA players are the worst fighters of all time. Like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure there have been like 400,000 NBA fights, and I'm pretty sure only like 2 punches have ever landed in an NBA fight.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was Jermaine O'Neal socking the guy who came out of the stands.
I'm telling you,
after that, there's only really one punch that
if he didn't slip, that would have been a Mike Tyson jaw jacker.
He probably would have been dead. Yeah, I agree.
He would have killed the guy.
Yeah.
So that was, that was basically, to me, that was the only, I don't think that anything else in the NBA happened this week. And besides that was kind of my.
Steph Curry, he's literally just carrying the team on his back.
He's going to have to. I mean, who's his
number? But I mean, he is like making threes at just a dumb rate. Like, he's just on a different planet right now.
Is Ja Morant still playing well?
They kind of came back down to earth. Ja came back down to earth. LaMelo Ball's playing well.
That's good. Your boy Booger McFarland. I mean, Zion Williamson. He's still out and looking like he's about 330 pounds.
Yep, fat boy's still fat.
So I don't get that. Like, freak athlete in college gets to the NBA and then injury prone and either doesn't like working out or has a food issue or something.
You would think, being in the NBA with your access to a registered dietitian, a nutritionist, a strength and conditioning coach, you would probably be in shape and learn, I probably should eat a better diet than Flaming Hot Cheetos and Twinkies on a beanbag.
I mean, it's like when we talked to Chris, like, he told us how in depth that their nutrition staff, like, they're texting you all the time, and asking you to eat and eat this and this and this and have a certain plan made up for you. Like, I understand like once in a while, but this is your body. This is your profession. Like, you're not in college anymore. Like, it's not for fun. Like, this is your job. Like Chris
Yeah,
told us, your
treat it
your
like
job your job is to eat, work out, watch film, practice, play game,
and
like,
perform during the game.
and perform, and not be 300 pounds going up and down the court sucking wind.
Yeah, or sucking donuts.
Dude, I bet
Can't
that.
do that either.
Yeah, I'm sure as soon as he's driving past New Orleans, see that Krispy Kreme donut hot light come on, he pulls over real quick. Uh-oh, I think I lost Neil.
Are
Oh,
we back?
he's back.
Yeah.
Lost
Can't be sucking down the donut holes.
No, you can't.
No.
God. No, it was terrible.
Stupid.
But good NFL weekend, I thought.
Yeah, did you see the Titans just get walloped by Houston?
That shows that Derrick Henry missing is a big, big deal for those guys.
Yeah. And Tannehill can't carry a team.
No.
The team's not good. Like, their defense kept them in the games and the last 3 games, but they are not a good team without Derrick Henry.
They are not. The last 2 games before the Texans game were really close. I mean, Carson Wentz basically handed the Titans the win for the Colts, and then I forgot.
That's what he's good at doing.
Oh yeah, he is. He's good at throwing with his left hand to the wrong people. But no, like, their defense is not that great. Derrick Henry was their number one offensive player. It's going to be an interesting, back half of the season. Kind of see where we're going from there, and also that backup quarterback for the Ravens who took it to
Huntley.
Huntley, who beat the Bears, and Justin Fields got hurt. Andy Dalton comes in. It was a good game, but I can't believe that Bears defense obviously let Bears down. That's never a surprise.
Yeah. The Bears looked like a decent team with Andy Dalton under center.
Mm-hmm.
At least not as bad as Justin Fields, but let's be honest. When's the last time that you've seen a successful OSU quarterback in the NFL?
Very true. And Mike McCarthy, yes, is the new Jay Gruden. And the reason, to me, he's not a great coach, and you can claim that, he's got the Super Bowl ring and stuff. Like, no, like, and I'll tell you what hurt Dak was CeeDee Lamb getting hurt. Amari Cooper was already out, and then just drop after drop after drop after drop. And it's like, you get paid to catch the football, so catch the football. So you can't put that game on Dak. Zeke was it the first quarter where he rolled his ankle pretty hard, or was?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like,
he came back in, he played well.
So
he looked like Zeke.
The Cowboys are.
They just let that game get away with them. But they've done that a few times this year.
They have, and it seems like, the Chiefs had a couple hard weeks and everybody written them off, but, they're still playing pretty well. The Colts have come back from a very terrible start, and they're playing pretty well, kind of ran over the Bills, but the Bills just didn't seem like they were all there. And I don't know if it was a strategy type game, but, for the number one defense in the league, like Jonathan Taylor just ran all over him.
I'm going to be honest. Seeing Indy, who is I don't even know if they have a face in how they play a game. Like, they just have no guy that you're like, okay, I'm going to fear you.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go into Buffalo and they just literally, Jonathan Taylor looks like Adrian Peterson 2.0. Like,
and Josh Allen, like, I understand that the Bills were missing 2 starting offensive linemen, but Josh Allen either wasn't reading anything. He wasn't getting pressure, but he was getting pressure to like throw the ball. I mean, he had 2
He was getting
interceptions.
thrown off his mark.
Yeah, and it's not like the Colts back seven are that great. I mean, Rock Yassin can't cover. Xavier Howard is not Xavier Howard.
Rhodes.
Xavier Rhodes is kind of like when he covers somebody. Kenny Moore's the best cover man. We got 2 backup safeties playing. That's why I started Stephon Diggs. I was like, oh, he's going to have 150 yards and 3 TDs. But, when you get pulled at the end of the game for Mitch Trubisky, something bad has happened. So it's interesting to see, it's a jumbled up mess right now of who would you say is the best team in the AFC right now?
Best team in the AFC?
Mm-hmm.
Probably the Ravens.
I would say it's the Patriots.
No. Because what it's going to come down to is the fact, yes, Patriots can keep up with a defense, but in the offense, you got to be able to run the ball, which they do have, but you also have to be able to have a quarterback who can close you the game when you need it.
You don't think Mac can close a game?
He's a rookie. The only time Max ever had to close a game is when he had Devontae Smith running for 3 touchdowns the first half of a national championship.
So yeah, and I think
there's in the AFC. It's not going to go through New England, so they're going to have to play on the road. They're going to have to play in Kansas City, or they're going to have to play in Baltimore.
It's really going to be interesting this offseason. There's going to be a lot of veteran quarterbacks moving. Aaron Rodgers is going to be gone out of Green Bay. Word on the street is Russell Wilson's going. He's going to get traded.
Where's he going to go, though?
Denver? Denver.
But why would you want to go to Denver?
Why would you not?
I mean, you still got to go play. You still got to go play the Chiefs, and you got to play the Chargers, who aren't slouches. And then the Raiders can somehow beat a team on whenever they want.
I mean, I think he's a good candidate for a Raider job too. But
you think they're getting rid of Derek Carr?
100%. 100%.
Really?
Have you seen how he's played lately? That dude couldn't throw the ball into the ocean if he was stuck on a boat.
Well, remember though, how many of their picks are gone?
It doesn't matter.
They don't have any wide receivers. They're playing with their best wide receiver is Hunter Renfrow, who has had a receding hairline since he was 10.
Carson Wentz is throwing to guys who I've never even heard of. Ashton Dulin.
Yeah,
T.Y. Hilton is a non-factor. Michael Pittman Jr. is your number 1 wide receiver. Can you name any other wide receivers for the Colts?
I do, only because it's close, but I see your point. But it's a better wide receiving core than the Raiders.
Well, Mike Mayock's got to draft better and not draft dudes who like to drive their car at 150 miles an hour at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Agreed.
So, that's on the organization. But
do you think Derek Carr's the problem with that organization?
I don't think he's the solution long term.
But what are you going to do? You get rid of Derek Carr, you going to bring in Russell Wilson? Because you have to guarantee you're going to bring in one of those.
Well, you have to trade. You'll have to trade for him. Are you willing?
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
What do you have to give up?
A lot of first-round picks, because Russell's got probably the Seahawks are going to demand at least 3 firsts.
Who's got a bunch of first-round picks this year?
I'd have to look. Philadelphia's going to have, because they're going to have one from us at least. But
but I think they like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts is starting to play a lot better. And, they got a pretty dominant offensive line, so I'm not worried about that there. I don't know. I got to think of some teams that, could move around, because if you look at the upcoming draft, Chicago possibly. I think if Jets are one every year. Washington.
Giants.
Giants
are bad.
Saints. Did you see that Taysom Hill contract today? What a
So he gets paid 40 to 96 million based on what
what
position he
position he
plays?
plays. Like what a
Is that like a per game or is that like overall?
that's what I want to know. Is like
It doesn't make any sense. It's
it,
stupid.
it doesn't. But if you look at this year's upcoming draft, like there are no good quarterbacks coming out. No,
Yeah.
no game changing quarterbacks that are coming out this year. So it's going to be pretty weak. It's going to be another defensive lineman, offensive lineman draft. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think there'll be some quarterbacks on the move. I mean, you have Deshaun Watson who could go somewhere. I don't know how much Miami really wants Tua.
Yeah. So there's another spot, Houston. Could you imagine Russell at Houston?
No one's going to Houston. Who would want to go play in Houston?
I mean, remember nobody wanted to go play for the Raiders either.
Yeah, but Derek Carr got drafted there. I'm saying who like Kirk Cousins, isn't he a free agent?
Yeah, at the end of the season.
Russell isn't going to get traded to Houston. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to Houston.
No.
There's nothing there.
Oh, it'd be an interesting offseason, though.
There is negative talent in Houston.
Tyrod Taylor to the Super Bowl. Just watch. Get his lungs stabbed out by the team doctor.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you hear about there's this news that broke today? It's not really breaking news, but Trevor Lawrence, the Jaguars staff, is beginning to be frustrated with Trevor Lawrence and evaluating whether or not they want to keep him.
Well, the Jaguars staff is a bunch of fucking loons anyway.
Yeah, it starts with the head coach.
The head coach who, you think he's going to leave for college football?
No, I think he's good.
Well, he's only
going to mutually resign.
Part ways. I don't think
mutually part ways.
He's, all the stories you've heard out of the Jaguars camp, like he's not an NFL coach. He'll never be an NFL coach.
Yeah.
Players don't respect him. He's just whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's just too many college jobs open, I think, that he doesn't jump at. Especially, Dan Mullen got fired from Florida today. Could you imagine Urban going back to Florida?
So he can breed more Rob Gronkowski or more Aaron Hernandez to go shoot up people and dump their bodies?
Yeah.
Jeez, what a mess. Absolute mess. I think if I'm looking right now at the NFL, I don't know which team is going to be the best or is the best right now. But I think this is the start time. Whatever's happened now, from here on out, this is where a team will emerge and end up being the Super Bowl favorites or not. I mean, Tennessee goes into LA, lays a whooping on them, and then lays a dud against Houston. And then Green Bay goes into Minnesota and loses after they were supposed to be the next big team. Like, it doesn't make sense.
All right, here's a question for you. Who are you giving 14% of the salary cap to if you're a general manager? Baker Mayfield or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Neither.
Neither.
I'll take my well, there's a thought. Baker's technically a free agent, right?
That's a good question. I don't know off the top of my arm.
I mean, if you're Seattle, do you or if you're Russell Wilson, do you try to go to Cleveland?
I mean, there's a lot of talent there.
It's a 10 times better team than Seattle is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you go there if you're Aaron Rodgers?
No, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to Denver.
Yeah, but why? Do you think that team's better?
So he can smoke all that green in the offseason?
No, I think you're right on that. I never thought about that, but yeah.
Henry Ruggs Henry Ruggs is only on house arrest.
That's all he got.
That's all. Well, that's all he has. The judge allows Ruggs to remain on house arrest. Are you kidding me?
The dude needs to be in the big booty house.
Yeah, he does.
He's going to get a slap on the
let's
wrist.
see here. Arizona signing Trace McSorley off the Ravens practice squad, and he's on the Cardinals roster. So that tells me that Kyler's hurt again this week. So
Yeah, they want to back him for Cole.
they have a bye coming up. So
Kyler's going to be out past the bye.
yeah, well he'll take the extra week to. That's what AJ Hawk was thinking. He was going to take the extra week to get recovered. So he's out, a week and then the bye and then come back after 3. So
yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It didn't. I didn't see the. Did you see the injury? Did it look that bad?
I didn't see it. I just know he's on my fantasy team and he's been out. I've had to play Aaron, and I've had to play Aaron Rodgers. I haven't been too happy about that, but gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
It's true.
I think. Let's see what else. How about
what you got,
dude? How about the Xbox 360 came out 16 years ago today?
I remember buying that first day.
So do I.
Black Friday is when I bought it.
We used to grind on that thing from 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon till about 11 p.m. at night every single day.
I'm pretty sure we had probably about 4,000 boxing matches of Fight Night Round 3.
Fight Night Round 3.
Between you and me.
Oh, my God, yes. Cooney Coonkins.
He was a dollar bill.
The undefeated champion of the world. How about, did you see the Patrick Mahomes rookie card from the Panini VIP party? Do you see it sell today?
Yeah, it was like the VIP passes that you get.
The badge, yeah.
Yeah, the badge. It went for what, 15 grand?
15,000?
That's ridiculous.
So, okay, so here's a good one card-wise. I'm sure you saw this on Slabstock. Which one are you taking? The 2008 Topps Chrome Kobe Bryant Gold Refractor, the one with him and LeBron, PSA 10, or a 86 Fleer Jordan 10? Both sold for the same price at $312,000. But which one would you rather have?
I think the fact that the low pop on the gold PSA 10 probably makes it a better short-term flip, better long-term flip, maybe. Mm-hmm. But I think overall, the Fleer Michael Jordan PSA 10 probably holds a premium just because it's Michael Jordan, and unfortunately, the Michael Jordan fandom will not die off here soon, like the Babe Ruth fandom has. So yeah. I think he'll reign supreme.
What's your thought on Panini bringing back the triple logo man in Flawless this year? Not that we will ever be able to afford.
That's cool if it's game used, if it's player worn or that authentic memorabilia, non-authentic. I don't want any of that. Just don't even do it. Just don't even make the product then. Because you're literally just like making custom cards. Like there's people who make custom cards where you can just like give them like patches and stuff. They can put it in a card. That's what Panini's doing because it's not even real material.
Yeah, it's just random.
A bunch of napkins.
Yeah, it's a bunch of random things. Is Kevin Durant rookie card still a good buy?
Yeah, I mean he's gonna be. Here's the thing. Kevin Durant right now is the second best player in the East behind Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
If he ends up making a run in the championship, he's going to be the leader on that team. What also helps is if New York lifts their mandate to have a vaccine to go into public areas, Kyrie now can resume the team in January.
Mm-hmm.
If that happens, the Nets are 10 times better with all three of those guys on the floor than they are with just Harden and KD. So I think it's a good investment. I think it's a good buy. I think Curry and KD are good buys. I think LeBron's a good buy because inevitably the Lakers are gonna get their stuff together. Stick to the goats.
Stick to the goats. I also want to say shout out to Ken Golden for following me on Instagram. That's pretty dope. I don't care if it's his PR guy or if it's actually him, but Ken Golden's account follows me on Instagram. So,
hey, that's better than what I got.
well, I tagged him in something on the podcast and he followed me and I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey,
cool.
Ken, listen to our podcast.
Ken,
and follow me,
come on our podcast, please. Ken Golden. Just shout him out right now. But yeah,
just a little
bit. Just a little bit. Give me a job. Can I have a job with you, please? Help. But no, that's it. Good weekend ahead. You know, we got 3 games on Thanksgiving.
I was meaning to talk to you about this. Justin and Alex are able to do a podcast this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do all 4 of us this Sunday?
Yes, sir. Just tell me what time. Okay. We'll make it happen.
We'll do Sunday. I'll let them know and we'll try and get it on. Okay. So that way we can go over our fantasy draft picks, card picks.
Oh, yeah, bud.
We'll have to do the stats on those.
We will do the stats. We'll have a fun, entertaining podcast this Sunday.
Last thing. Did you see Tiger is swinging a golf club?
I saw that. So, get those Tiger Woods rookie cards out.
That's right.
Tiger to the moon.
To the moon.
Especially with Tiger, swinging our golf club again. We'll try to get our buddy Adam Hawk from Nation Golf Company, try to get him on, talk some little bit of golf, Tiger's resurgence. Will he be back to 100%? His thoughts on the game right now. But as always, it's a great time. Thankful for friends, the hobby, card collectors, sports cards. Thanking our sponsors one more time. Slab Savers, protectyourslabs.com, Graded Card Solutions, gradedship.com, because we hate crappy packaging. And then finally, Prospect Cards. So www.prospect.cards. Sell your raw cards, sell your graded cards on there. Do it. Get what you want. Pay them nothing. Unlike eBay, pay them nothing. And then remember to check out Nation Golf Company. So nationgolfco.com. They're having a sweet Black Friday sale right now. Take super advantage of it, especially if you like some cool golf polos or golf hats or very vintage style looking things. So be great for next golf season if you're in the colder months like we are. But until next time, which will be this Sunday when there will be 4 of us getting down on here.
I'm excited.
There'll be a lot of.
It'll probably be an extended episode too.
It will be a pretty long episode. I can guarantee you that. Oh, we're gonna have to do it probably later at night or later in the afternoon because I gotta go to the Colts game. So,
what time's Colts game?
1. So I'll be home by 4.
We'll probably do it at night anyway.
Okay, I'm cool with that. So
after hopefully beat the Packers.
So, all right. Until next time, remember, if you got any card questions, hit us up. Hit us up on social. Hit us up on Instagram, on Twitter, or whatever. My buddy Tyler, I'll tell you about this later. He wants to do some in-depth docu-series. He's a filmmaker. Wants to do some stuff on sports cards. I dropped him down the rabbit hole of Ryan's vlogs and Sports Card Investor and Mojo and all those guys. So he wants to follow us and go with us to a show or the National sometime. So he's ready to dive in.
Cool.
All right. So
if you find Aaron Donald Kaboom Golds, please send them to me. I will pay a finder's fee to whoever finds them.
Holler at your
boy. And I can get a sale on.
Holler at your boy. So until next time, we're going to go play some Apex on Xbox Live. So come holler at us. So
that's right.
So that's been it for the Dream 3 podcast, episode number 17. Have a happy Thanksgiving, y'all. We will see you this Sunday.